This is Carry the G, a show about everything Packers.
Let's go!
Green Bay Packers! Woo!
And other stuff we love.
Oh, we just like to have some beers and a little tailgating.
Now, please welcome the man who carries the G 24/7 from Cheesehead TV, Armen Nagler.
Carry the G Radio, taking you through the next 2 hours. I'm Armen Nagler, joined as always by Bill Schmid and Armen Saryan there in the greater iHeart Metroplex in the greater Milwaukee area. Billy, Armen, we're going to spend 2 hours talking about a tie. Is that really what's on tap here?
Well, listen, that I said it earlier that the G has gotten a little bit harder, a little bit heavier to carry. It's never hard. It's an honor to be able to carry it. But it's a little stranger, Nags, when I don't know how to hold it, right? Like, no pause. I just don't know exactly where to go, and I don't know how to think and feel when you spend a full 4 hours. A full 4 hours watching football, and that can be a little bit time-consuming and stressful when it's on the top of an already 11-hour football viewing day,
right?
And ends with, what did we just do here? I mean, like, I know you frequent and enjoy the soccer, and
yes, sir. I do.
Sometimes you help me out with it. This is American sports. We don't end in ties. What are we doing here? Even the MLS in your soccer doesn't end in a tie in America.
Look. I'm the one. I alone, just me, am the one who has been shouting into the ether, into the sphere of nothingness, apparently, that we should go back to sudden death. Been talking about it since they got all upset because Brett got targeted in that NFC Championship game against the Saints. Oh, the Brett didn't get the ball back after he threw the interception. You know, we got to have ice cream for everybody. Yeah. Everybody gets a certificate. Got to make it fair. After they spend 3 freaking hours, we got to make sure everybody gets a turn. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. And then it even got worse. Then it got worse when everyone's favorite human being in the National Football League, Josh Allen, didn't get a chance. Yep. Well, he was obviously going to go down and score a touchdown against Kansas City there.
He would have scored.
He would have scored. So we got to make it fair, and everybody's got to get a chance. I got news for this. Life is not fair. I called it, Armen and I said it a number of different
ways. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry. So guess what? What this means and what overtime means, Nags, I am so glad somebody else is saying this. I'm so happy.
Go back to sudden death.
What I think of when I think of overtime is Mom said dinner's ready. The lights are coming out. The street lights are on. It's time to go. We got to get inside. So next score wins. Next score wins. That's it. It didn't mean that everybody got their chance to be in the A spot if we're playing Foursquare at the end of this thing.
I'm just saying. I'm like anybody complaining about a tie at this point. I'm just like, we knew this was the route that this was going to go when they made this, the updated new rules to the new rules.
Yes.
10-minute overtime. Both teams get a chance to possess the ball regardless of what happens in that first possession. I mean, you're going to have more of these. This is not going to be the last time this happens, by the way.
But we are fans of the Green Bay Packers, and we do love our history, and we love our past, and that's when all the ties used to take place. So to say that ties were, come on now. The 72 Packers had, the 73 Packers had 2 ties.
Yeah, but Armen,
remember
the 39 Packers got screwed because of the ties.
That is correct.
We should be correct. Champions, that nonsense, the tie rules where they have 6 ties that year.
And they got to play the game at Chicago Stadium and had like an 80-yard field in this joke of an NFL championship.
Yeah, it was a joke. I know. I agree with that. I will say this. Can't both be true. Can't ties be like kind of stupid, but also everyone should have a chance? Like, I think the real issue is when they went from 15 to 10 minutes of an overtime period.
Yes.
I still don't know, and no one's been able to answer my question, so maybe one of you guys can. What if whoever gets the ball first spends
bleeds the clock?
Yeah.
You can try that. That is an approach you can do
if you want. Realistic. It's totally realistic. I mean, in some ways.
It'd be hilarious to watch someone. Because guess what? That is a popular approach on Madden Online.
It is.
Guys will spend like the entire first half like dinking and dunking, much like the Dallas Cowboys did against the Packers defense on Sunday night, and just bleeding the clock until there's like essentially like 30 seconds left in the first half, and now they've scored, and now you have no time in the first half. I mean, it's an approach.
It really is. And Nags, I just there have been a lot of things. I know we're going to get into a lot of them because I saw a lot of your videos, and I thought your conversation with Andy was phenomenal how you're able to look at this game and then be able to do some of the self-scout. But just in terms of the overtime, I'll give a little grace to the head coach and the process when this is, I believe, the 5th time this overtime has been played in the National Football League. Right? The 10-minute overtime, and it happening in the regular season now, where like in Super Bowl 58, there are guys on this 49er sideline that are like, damn, so wait, we score a touchdown and you still get the ball.
Wait, they still get the ball? Wait, what?
So I get it's now been instituted for a couple of years, but it's been so few and far between on the trials and being able to actually see it play out that I gotta learn and see it by a number of different coaches and regimes as to how they attack it, which is the unanimous decision when you get the coin toss. Because right now the unanimous decision is do what they did, take the ball second, and then you get
and I like
4
that.
downs.
I'm totally fine with that because you know exactly what you need and you are playing 4-down football. I'm totally fine with that. By the way, why don't we do it? Why don't we get right to it? Why don't we get right to our heart-stopping play of the week? Because my goodness, I can't tell you. This play to Matthew Golden on 4th and 6 in overtime. Sure, you can talk about the last play, right? With 1 second on the clock, and that was certainly nerve-wracking. But I'm telling you, when it is 4th and 6 to keep the game alive, and you're hitting a rookie wide receiver, my heart was in my throat. And I couldn't believe that was the call. I mean, it's clear in the play that Golden is the primary read.
He's number 1, yes.
And they're looking to Golden with the game on the line, and the kid comes through. I mean, it's outstanding because it worked and they executed. But, man, I think I tweeted out, I am not well, right, prior to that play because I was going to be sick because I couldn't fathom what they were going to dial up. I thought for sure they're going to go to Romeo Doubs on the back end, but apparently Dallas did as well. And that left Golden with space to operate.
Yeah, and I think, Nags, that when you go through it all and the old cliche, it's a cliche and it's a classic. It's never as bad as it felt in the moment. It's never as good as it was in the moment.
Right.
Matthew Golden had a lot of people with a lot of opinions about him on Sunday night.
I'll bet he did.
But damn, when you really look at the way he is performing 4 games into his National Football League career as a number 1, as a first-round pick, it's working.
Absolutely.
And it's getting there. Like, I know there's a lot of people that say, I never want to see him return a kick again. I'll tell you this, that was big.
Threw him on the table.
Stuff.
Yes, sir.
He laid him on the table and said, yeah, I'm going to hit the circle button on the PS5 controller right when I catch this ball. And good luck if you can catch me. And sadly, my man lined him up and face mask to face mask, smacked him in the mouth.
Yeah, he did.
So there's a good welcome to the NFL moment. You're going to have those. And he had it in week 4, jumped up, laughed, and threw the ball over. That guy's got some serious stuff to him. And I think he's going to be a real player. And that 4th down is exactly the moment. Outside of the 48-yarder where I don't know how the flood concept is supposed to run that vertical. I don't know if that's exactly
there's no way. He steals that from Wicks. That play is hilarious.
Touchdown. Yes.
He's
it's
a dog.
hilarious.
He wants those catches.
He intercepted his own guy. Like, okay.
But you know what? He has great hands, and he has hands like a spider web. And the fact that he was trusted in those moments and that he confirmed that trust, these are the things I wish we would have been talking about, because the Packers win that game. That's what you're talking about. Wow, Matthew Golden again. That was one of many important conversions, big time conversions Jordan Love had.
Yes.
Big 3rd downs, that 4th down. I mean, I think that gets lost in the sauce just because of the disappointment of the tie and how crazy the game was and the defense's failures.
No question about it. Your heart-stopping play of the week is brought to you by ThedaCare, a proud sponsor of Carry the G Radio. Whether you're scoring touchdowns or cheering from the sidelines, ThedaCare is your most valuable partner in health. From injury prevention to recovery, they've got your back. And your knees and your shoulders too, Billy.
Yes, all of them.
Goodness knows I need the help. Getting up there in age, at this point I need to take care of that back and those knees and my shoulders.
Yeah, and Armen's laughing at me because I'm walking around like a 75-year-old man in here with my right hip that is just falling apart. But listen,
ThedaCare.org, that's your friend, buddy.
You better believe it. They're about to be helping me next week. I'll tell you that much right now.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, you mentioned Jordan Love. Let's talk about Jordan Love. We're gonna go through it all, people. So everybody braying for blood and talking about clock management and approach at the end of the first half. We're gonna get there. Trust me. I do want to give Dusty Lawson a shout out, Carry the
Come on,
G Club
Dusty.
member here on our Cheesehead TV YouTube, saying that game on Sunday was the Leinenkugel's legacy ale of games. Unsatisfying, empty, and disappointing. Carry the G, often imitated, never duplicated.
Never duplicated. That is too good.
Thank you, Dusty. Really appreciate the support on multiple levels there. That's outstanding stuff. The legacy ale of games. That's what a tie is like. The legacy ale. That is true. Fair point.
It really, because of
Fair
all
point.
of what he just said, how it just leaves you so unsatisfied and unfulfilled. Nags, I sat there for the 30 minutes before we got on for Packers OT and just like, okay, I get it.
All right.
But these dudes are some of the most competitive human beings of all time. And when my mother asks me, why do you not play a second overtime? And I have to say the CBA.
Yeah.
It's like one of those times where you think maybe we just get out of our own way and we make it a little bit easier. But
you would hope.
In all of it, I still think, and you mentioned it with Jordan Love and all the guys that were in there and some good performances as well. I still think that they were so close to being able to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory while also snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. That a tie is probably right what they deserve.
It is, certainly. Now, to quote Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven, deserves, got nothing to do with it. But I think you are correct. I do think, given how, man, the Cowboys just walked up and down the field once they got settled in and really kind of honed in on their approach. And at some point, look, the defense, yes, very disappointing. The performance was substandard, especially when you've set the standard that you have for the first 3 weeks, right? But, man, you got to credit Brian Schottenheimer and particularly Dak Prescott for his execution of the game plan, the play calls, getting the ball out of his hand. I don't know if you saw the sound from postgame where Micah Parsons is talking to Dak and says, man, I'm talking precision timing, because there were at least 5 occasions where he is a step to a half step away from hitting Dak Prescott or sacking Dak Prescott, where Dak just instantly gets the ball out of his hands. They had a great game plan. Now, you can flip that around and say, and I think I completely understand this kind of line of questioning, why did the Packers not change their approach on defense? I do think there's, a legitimate question to be asked there, because there's no doubt that, of course, yes, they get paid too. They made plays. Yeah. No question about it. But, man, at some point, you got to understand they're trying to paper cut you to death. Why are we playing 5, 7, 8 yards off on 2nd and 8 or even 3rd and short when every once in a while, yes, they took a shot upfield, but by and large, 90% of the time, they're trying to throw stuff underneath. And I know these guys have forgotten more football than I'll ever know. But if this happening repeatedly, again and again and again, at some point, how is there not a defensive back diving at the ball, making a play on the ball? Like, this was the whole point of this defense. You got vision on the quarterback. You've got a rush that is creating instant pressure. Why is nobody near the football? That was frustrating.
Well, and I think the other frustrating thing is things that you have become accustomed to being certainties, like Edgerrin Cooper finishing a tackle, that being
missed tackles,
and that being a part of it, Nags, right? Like I think the amount of missed tackles that they had, it just further exemplified what you just pointed out. Like, hey, we're really allowing them to get their feet underneath them and establish a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of timing. And Dak's an absolute stud, right? Like, I know he's one of the most.
He's a whipping boy online, but he's a really good quarterback.
Nags, for some reason, he's one of the most polarizing players in the sport.
Yeah.
And it's because he plays for that team, right? Like the star generates that, and the Cowboys are fun to be able to make fun of, but he's a damn good player, and he's one of the better ones at the position. And when you allow him to play on time and on rhythm, he will cut you up. And after the game, Pro Football Focus put out 8 pressures for Micah Parsons, and I'm like, okay.
10 on the night.
You watched the same game?
Yep.
And then I went back and actually watched it, and he was a lot closer than in the first watch. You're like, goodness gracious, is one on a milk carton here? Like, you anticipated that he was going to be able to take over the game. But I do give credit to Schottenheimer and the Cowboys as to how they initially said, you're not going to take over the football game.
Yep.
And you look at that first series, they made it perfectly clear
what their approach was going to be.
We are not letting him wreck the game. And albeit for the first 3 series, the Cowboys had amassed 1 first down.
Yes.
So it was working. And then this is where, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and I'd love to get your take on it, where this is, and I thought this week was the first time the lack of a training camp with this exact defense caused them fits. Because of exactly what you said, knowing what your plan B can be, what your plan C can be, and being able to adjust and feel super confident that everybody's going to be on the same page. Where if you're together and this is going to be your defense for all of the offseason and all of training camp, you're able to craft some adjustments, some curveballs, so to speak, to what your bread and butter on defense is going to be. And I don't know that Hafley has been able to fully establish those backup plans to be able to say, all right, they're cooking us right now with what we went into the game with. Fellas, we're going to adjust. This is where we're going, and everybody knowing what to do on plan B.
I think there's maybe a version of validity there. I don't know if I can give it a full go, but I will say, I think you're onto something when you're talking about a Micah Parsons and or a Nate Hobbs who missed almost all of the padded work
all of camp?
Training camp.
Didn't Xavier
literally
McKinney
the first day of pads,
all of camp as well?
Right? So I think, like I said, I think there's something to the idea that, there's a group of guys here, and in particular individuals, certainly, who maybe weren't ready for that big shift, so to speak. But man, at some point, you're professional athletes. You're a professionally paid defensive coordinator. Like, you got to be able to adjust somewhat. Like, I would think, okay, start sitting on the routes. If you get burned, you get burned. But let's start making a play on the ball. Let's start attacking the wide receivers at the top of their routes rather than trying to see how the route materializes. Like, man, I don't even want to get into the fact that the way that game was officiated was begging for people to just start grabbing, because it was 50-50. Talk about up front. The obvious holds of Micah Parsons go uncalled all game long. Fine. Okay. We're going to call it both ways, maybe. Although, I don't know. We got some ticky-tack nonsense on Jordan Morgan. Got ticky-tack nonsense in Kennard. Yet we're choke holding Micah Parsons without a call. Okay, fine.
Very
all right.
weird.
But then I'm telling my guys on the back end, start grabbing, start pulling, start abusing
make them
these
make
guys.
the whistle.
Make them throw a flag, because otherwise these guys are running free way too easily. Get physical. That's my point. Make an adjustment within whatever means necessary, whatever you've got at your disposal, rather than, man, we're just going to let them paper cut us to death, which is what they did. And that, to me, is what was so supremely frustrating.
But again, the paper cutting to death works as long as you tackle.
If you tackle.
And that's what they didn't
do. So many 2 and 3 yard gains, or should have been 2 or 3 yard gains, turned into 5, 6, even 8 yard gains. And you're sitting in 2nd and 3 rather than 2nd and 9. I very much agree with you.
And Nags, I think that was where, again, the strangeness of this one felt. We haven't seen in the last 2 games the same swarm to the football nature
at all
they had in games 1 and 2. Yeah. And that's what I thought really ate at them on defensively on Sunday night, was exactly what you meant. You're going to miss tackles at some point. You're not going to miss that many, at least I hope not, in a lot of consistent games.
Right.
But that's where you need more hats to the party. And that was just clearly on the rewatch not the case. And that's the concerning part, because that was what was being highlighted and spotlighted as their strength and kind of their superpower on defense in weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah, and it's what LaFleur has talked about for years, right? That's the identity he wants. And for those first 2 games, they certainly had it. Now, I don't know what the root is of this kind of fall off. Maybe it is because they're on the road. They're feeding off the crowd at home. I don't know, man, but it is apparent. You just turn on the tape and the kind of color to the football is totally different. Now, some of it is, okay, maybe they're spreading it out and they're working the perimeter, and not everyone, a guy on the, far side of the field isn't running to the ball. I get that. That's going to happen. But to your point, so consistently down in and down out, you saw that weeks 1 and week 2. Certainly haven't seen it in weeks 3 and 4. I don't think there's any question there.
And I think if they're going to, in week 6, establish one part of their defense that desperately needs to emerge in 2025, the turnovers. Part of that's going to be swarming to the football. And Evan Williams was on with Richard Sherman and said, this year, one of my points of emphasis was being on the ball. being there and poking at the ball, punching it away, doing anything and everything to rip at it. Well, they've had one consequential turnover in 4 games.
Yeah.
The other was a Hail Mary shot that Xavier McKinney, in all reality, probably should have batted
down.
So, like, they're the waiting for the consequential turnover.
Yeah.
You got to get in there at some point.
Now, to be fair, and, shout out to the Ball King from this summer where it felt like for 2 weeks we couldn't go 1 second without hearing about Ball King. They're still punching at it. You turn on the tape, they're still raking at the ball carrier. They're still trying to punch it out. So the effort is there. So I suspect, as is often the case, both with sacks and turnovers, when it comes, and it will come, it comes in bunches. It's going to happen. Like, there will be a stretch of like 2 or 3 games where suddenly the spigot is on and the ball's on the ground and the Packers are creating turnovers. I do not doubt for a moment that that's occurring because, like I said, the effort is there. Like, they are certainly getting after the ball. As soon as that ball carrier has it, whether it's breaking out of the line of scrimmage on a run or receiver in the flat or down the field, that initial wave is punching at the ball each and every time. So I do think, as frustrating as it's been, to your point, to have not seen many turnovers through the first 4 weeks, they're coming. They're on. That check is in the mail, and it's going to happen.
And hopefully Jake Browning supplies a couple of them. Because
if he's still starting by the time, who knows, man?
Do you think Sean Clifford's going to get the call?
Or they trade maybe with the Giants for Jameis Winston or
something?
No, the storyline with Big Red Dog is better, I think.
No.
I don't. I'm not worried about storylines. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm not worried about.
If you're the Bengals,
you
got to do something. Did you see that game last night? You got to do something.
Sadly, I watched way too much of it. For some reason didn't.
I went to see a movie because I knew those games were going to be trash.
Damn, you should. Damn. So you didn't even see the Tyreek Hill injury? I can send you the video if you want to see it.
I saw the highlights. I'm good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thanks.
I will say, I despereatly want to see Jameis Winston in person. So I would like them to go trade for Jameis Winston.
Yeah, you do.
Because we're kind of being robbed as Packers green package holders for those that were going to the game. I know that we were there to see our Green Bay Packers and we're seeing them dominate an opponent.
Yep.
But I kind of was excited to be able to see Joe Burrow, and I would like to be able to see Jameis Winston. That would be fun.
You're not
him eating an L.
You're not excited to see Browning? Come on now.
No.
A lot of fun.
No,
hey,
and
you talk about wanting turnovers. Enter Browning. There you go. We're good to go.
Oh, that's fair. That would help. Hey, listen, you gotta wreck your curve somehow.
Absolutely love it. We're just getting going here on Carry the G Radio with you for the next 2 hours. Billy, Armen, and Aaron on 97.3 The Game.
Bonus bucks. Your shot at $1,000. Listen weekdays for the keyword, then enter it on the website, thegameandstuff.com.
Hey, it's Hunter from the Drew and KB program. Join us coming up at 2 o'clock. We'll be live from the Barrel Yard at American Family Field as the Brewers hold a workout prior to the NLDS. We'll tell you everything that's going on at the ballpark, plus Wayne Larrabee and Shannon Quinn will join us as well. Join us at 2. It's Drew and KB.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of the legacy. This game is once in a century. Be there at Fiserv Forum on December 26th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
What's up? It's Russell Nicolay with Nicolay Law. You're listening to 97.3 The Game, the #1 sports talk station in Milwaukee. For award-winning injury lawyers when you're injured, you call Nicolay Law or visit us at nicolaylaw.com. Get the beard, get the win.
Hello, smart and good-looking listeners. Chef Adam Pavlak here, friend of the Drew and KB show. I would like to invite you to join me and some culinary friends for the 7th annual Milwaukee Chef Collaboration Dinner. The event, which will be held Sunday, November 9th at Elder and Rhyme on Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa, is like a culinary all-star game. 13 of the top chefs in the Milwaukee area will join forces for an 11-course dinner that will feature beverage pairings from Tripper Duval of The Lost Whale and music from Joe Ray. Proceeds from the event will benefit my charity, of course, Cooking for Kids, along with Hunger Task Force, Girls on the Run of Southeastern Wisconsin, the Alzheimer's Association, Running Rebels, and other local charities. For information and to purchase tickets, visit cookingforkidswi.org. That's cookingforkidswi.org.
I want them gummy squares. I want them gummy squares. I want some sleepy with no more anxiety. I need them gummy squares. I need them gummy squares. I need my wife to find her happy place really soon. We have Delta 8 CBD and new Delta 9s. Go to happyplacehemp.com.
Happyplacehemp.com. 25% off with promo code DrewKB. Happyplacehemp.com.
Does your home need new garage doors? At Geis, we partner with CHI Overhead Doors and offer a contemporary collection of high-quality garage doors in a variety of selections to fit your style and budget. A new garage door can improve energy efficiency, reduce noise, and improve curb appeal. Call or visit us in Brookfield to get a quote for your new CHI Overhead Door garage doors and installation.
Don't think twice. Call Geis
for beautiful CHI Overhead Doors for your home.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on a shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Make 97.3 The Game your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
Carry the G Radio rolling on here Tuesday afternoon after a Packers tie. Feels weird. Still feels weird. But that's what we got to live with for 2 weeks. That's the other issue here. That's the other problem. Mm-hmm. You know, you deal with a loss and it's like, okay, how can they get better? People complaining, all the things they did wrong. Fine. I know that route. I've run that route. I get it. Packers win, dramatic fashion at the end. Okay, wow, what a thrilling way to go into the bye week and talk about, sure, they got some things to clean up, but they're 3-1. Like, you're feeling good. You're sitting at 2-1-1 after a tie, and now you got to deal with that for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not a fan. Not a fan, Billy.
Even worse, now I have to figure out how I'm not going to mess it up and say their record wrong for the next 3.5 months. Because, Armen, I did it right away on Packers OT.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I mean, literally
after the game?
Like 3 minutes in, Nags. I'm like, well, and you're 2-2 at the bye, just like the Eagles were last year.
Because it felt like a loss.
Because it feels like a loss. Because and I think Chris Long, who right now might be my favorite guy talking about pro football,
couldn't agree more.
Said it really well about one of his best games that he ever played. He's like, I ended up getting blackout drunk on the flight home because I just didn't know how to handle it. And then Jeff Fisher is like,
that was the reason. Yeah.
He's like, What do you mean?
Like he wasn't gonna have one anyway. Like,
well, yeah, I mean 1, but maybe 10.
I just think it's funny.
Different.
Yeah.
But he's joking. He's like, I literally like stumble up onto the bus to get home, and Jeff Fisher's like, you played a great game today. And it's like, okay, well, oh, I did. I played well. We played well. We just didn't win or lose. And there's a lot of weirdness into how you process it. And then also, I think you learn something about the guys in that locker room as to how they react to the situation, right? How many guys were just counting their own bread, counting their own chickens after the game, being like, I played well. I don't know about you guys. I did my job, right? Like the meme of the group project. I did what I was supposed to do. I did my job. I didn't do
stuff.
Yeah. So like maybe Rich Bisaccia is the one that says that, but like there's ways to analyze it, but this is a full math problem, Nags, long division when you're learning it, that you got to look at all of the work to understand how to feel about it.
I was told there'd be no math. I got into this, Billy, because I wanted to get away from math. And now analytics takes over. And now the Packers are tying, and I got to do all this math.
Hey, but we're still in the playoffs. And that's where, like, we had an individual right away on the talk and text line say, wow, bad thing is this throws all the tiebreakers out. I'm like, well, yeah, because likely you're not going to tie with another team that already has a tie. It actually might help you like it did in 2013, where it gives you an opportunity to win the division because you got one less.
You got that 0.5 in your favor.
You got that one little saving grace, one less loss.
As weird as it feels, avoiding a loss could matter a lot, come week 17, all those things. And that's the reality of it. Some friends and I were debating whether the loss feels worse for the Packers or the Cowboys.
I mean, the tie that you just called a loss because it felt like a loss.
Exactly. There you go.
Everyone in Dallas feels like they won that game, and everyone in Green Bay feels like they lost.
I'm curious to know that because I think it's easy to assume that because, okay, you walk in, you're Dallas, people thought you were going to lose, so you tie the game, but they had plenty of chances to win. They had the fourth down. They were 1 second away from victory. So did the Packers save the tie or did the Dallas Cowboys, let a win slip away? Like there's a lot of ways to look at it. I can't imagine Cowboys fans are walking around happy about a tie either.
You are crazy. What are you talking about? You're insane. You are insane. This was like akin to winning the Super Bowl. A team going down to Dallas that has never lost in that building. They traded their best player to Green Bay, who much ballyhooed returns and essentially doesn't really take over the game the way people thought he might. Yes, saves the tie at the end with that running down of Dak Prescott from behind, where it sure felt like he was about to run right into the end zone. But oh my gosh, no way. The Cowboys this week, their fans, Jerry, everybody, they are thrilled. Because everyone thought the Packers were going to come down there and blow the doors off the place.
I get that, but I guess they've fallen hard then when they're just happy with ties in Cowboys Nation. I thought they had more pride. I thought they had more pride than that.
Where have you been the last 2 decades? Man, this is Dallas. This is Dallas.
Exactly. I don't think they're happy not winning.
They've done nothing. They've done nothing since the 90s.
And my
not
point is,
a thing.
I know, and I don't think they think this is anything either. I think they still think they did nothing by now. Maybe I'm listen. Then that's great. I mean,
if it's in a vacuum, Armen, I could agree with you in what you're saying, right? Like Cowboy fans will still carry themselves with an air of arrogance,
right? That's
level
all
of
I'm
arrogance
saying.
in that way.
Right.
But you have to include the context, and you have to include what was going into the game and into everything. That there was way too much of it, and also, Jerry Jones was way too frustrated.
From the Cheesehead TV chat, as we're sitting here right now, Amy Gooding, long-time Cheesehead TV listener. I live in Dallas, and they are ecstatic. 1,000%.
It's kind of funny.
1,000%.
It makes me feel better about us, I guess, in a lot of ways. I sort of get the context part, yes. I mean, when everyone's talking about how you're going to get dump trucked, I guess, and you don't.
And you don't. And you march. And also, their offense looks so good.
Yes.
Of course they're going to feel good.
That's true.
People love
without
offense.
CeeDee
People
Lamb.
love points.
Yep.
That felt like Lynn Dickey was back there. We're marching up and down the field.
Oh, just
scoring 40, but we can't stop a nosebleed. It felt like I was back in the early 80s there, watching Kaufman and Lofton and the whole crew.
Well, can you tell me then when it was Kaufman and Lofton and Dickey slinging the ball all around the yard?
John Jefferson.
JJ.
Just wanted to throw him in there.
Got to include him.
John Jefferson, some love. But was there always the week-to-week hyper analysis of how good Lynn Dickey could be, or is he helping or hurting them? Because it felt like that was the whole way Jordan Love was being litigated throughout the game and through the weeks.
Everything's different now. You know that. I mean, it's the whole approach, the whole prism of which pro sports in general, but certainly the Packers are viewed like it was funny you bring that up because I had a bit of a moment, I want to say, during the watch party because someone, I can't remember what the exact play was, but, Love makes a throw and there's a big play and blah, blah, blah. And then he misses a throw, right? And then instantly the negativity starts. All the chat is like, oh, what a bum he is, or terrible. And they're never going to win anything with him. And it just kills me how every play in the internet era, every play is a referendum.
Great point.
It's like at some point, no, just sit back and watch the game, man. Like I get being upset that they miss a play or they make a bad play or getting excited because they make a big play. Like that's fandom for me. But this idea that every play becomes, oh, he's the worst, or they're never going to be able to win anything with him, or, oh, he's terrible because XYZ. No, it's let the game happen, man. Like this need for instant declaration. So that you can then turn around and say, I told you so, rather than being a fan of your team. That stuff drives me insane.
Yeah, I'm with you. We saw that a lot with the Brewers and Yelich 3-4 years ago when he had the MVP years, struggles. Then every day, every at-bat was litigated. And that Brewers playing every day. Every at-bat litigated like he's trending. Like, look at this. Should be cut. Should be this. Some wild declaration. To your point, Aaron, you make the point. I love it. It's so they can be right. I mean, let's be honest.
That is it. Yes, Armen, it is.
Someone in the chat right now. 1 in 5. We got Eeyores. We got Eeyores in the chat. 1 in 5 in the division again. Jerry Jones is going to make out like a bandit on this one because he wants to be right. He's not here to support the Packers. He wants to say, this was a bad trade. The Packers are going to be bad against the division again. Oh, and by the way, how many division games have they played?
1.
Did they win that game?
They did. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Thanks for that clarification.
I just wanted to make sure that we had that one right. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to check the till there.
The other weird part of it, Nags, is like if you looked at this first 4 games right after the 2024 season, right? If you talked and we did this show in March, and we said they're going to blow the doors off of the Commanders and Lions.
Right.
And then they're going to stumble into the bye with a loss at Cleveland and a tie in Dallas. And it's going to be one of the most exciting ties the NFL has ever seen.
You could ever see, right?
That you could ever see. You're going to be as entertained as absolutely ever. You're going to be 2-1-1 going into the bye. The way that plays out, I think many Packers fans would have taken it because it did one thing. You beat the good team. You beat the 2 teams that last year everybody said you're not going to be able to beat. So I would prefer to beat the good teams and, struggle to bring up the juice with the bad teams because I do believe that gets rectified later into the year. And I also think it's one part that was the counter to optimism going into the 2024 playoffs of, well, you haven't beaten any of these teams. Well, now, if this is the case and it continues to trend this way, well, you've beaten all the teams you're going to see into the playoffs. So that would give you a little bit more confidence because all due respect to the Cleveland Browns and their families, they're not going to the playoffs. So, it definitely will help you in that standpoint of, I think, validating that you can beat the upper echelon of these of the league. And Detroit only doubled down on that by playing as well as they have in the last 3 weeks.
And the thing is, too, it's how they played through the first 4 games of the season is not how they're going to be playing or look in December. And what they look like and are playing like in December is infinitely more important than how they're playing in September. And we know this. We've seen it before. Last year, we saw them stumble down the stretch. 2 years ago, we saw them ascending through the end of the regular season. That's what you want, right?
Yes.
On the flip side, we're going to talk about the defense because gosh knows they look so good those first 3 weeks, and then everything kind of fell apart. I know Mike Witt has a question about what they're going to do if Devontae Wyatt is out for a while, which we haven't got any news, but we are going to hear from Matt LaFleur, I believe, right when we end this program. So
2:00, yes.
We'll get hopefully an update there. But yeah, there's some questions coming out for that game on the defensive side of the ball, no doubt about it. We'll talk about that on the flip side with Billy, Armen, and myself. Carry the G Radio here on 97.3 The Game.
Party like it's 1999.
Right now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Bills. That's Bills. Enter it now. thegameandstuff.com. Thegameandstuff.com.
All right, smart and good-looking listeners, KB here. The inevitable is right around the corner. Winter, snow, wind, freezing temperatures, and if your house is drafty, winter will be miserable. You know, Miss Sue and I are thrilled with our new windows, but windows aren't the only thing that lets winter in your home. It could be your siding. That's why you need Javier and the team at Tilton Windows, Doors, and More. They've kept Milwaukee homes warm and looking good for years. Not only are they experts in window installation, they offer the industry's most advanced solid core siding that will withstand anything Wisconsin winter throws at you. Think about it. New siding protects your biggest investment. It boosts curb appeal, lowers energy costs, and the siding is backed by lifetime limited warranties, including fade protection, and they're even transferable to the next owner of your home. So get your siding project started today. Just go to utilton.com. They'll get back to you and help you get your project started so you can be ready for a toasty warm winter. That's the letter U, Tilton.com.
It's the gaming event of the year, featuring T-Pain's Nappy Boy Grizzlies versus Neo's Gentleman's Gaming. It's a 4v4 matchup featuring Call of Duty, Tetris, Trackmania, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, and Tekken 8. Season 0 of the Global Gaming League is live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Head over to globalgamingleague.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey, it's Brian Butch for Window Nation. Right now, this month, get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. That's right. You could pay nothing until 2027. Here's the thing. You want to go to the hottest baseball team, the best baseball team in all of America? You could get 2 pair of tickets to an upcoming Milwaukee Brewers game when you replace all the windows in your home. So give them a call at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
You ever hear a deal so good you think, what's the catch?
Yes, when I got a free gym membership, and the catch was I still had to go.
Well, right now, Capital is offering great financing, no catch.
No selling a kidney?
Nope, just easy financing and honest service during Capital Credit Days. Now through October 31st, air conditioners start as low as $65 a month, furnaces only $59 a month, or a complete system only $117 a month.
Capital, where you choose cool or cozy with no catch financing.
Call CapitalCares.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt, water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Patchy morning fog, then becoming partly sunny this afternoon with temperatures in the low 70s lakeside and around 80 inland. Lows tonight drop to around 60, then cooler with more clouds Wednesday with a high of 70 in Milwaukee. I'm Fox 6 meteorologist Stephanie Barrichello.
This report is sponsored by the Harlem Globetrotters. This isn't just a game. It's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be a part of a legacy that never stops. Be there when history is made. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Milwaukee's most listened to sports station and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. 97.3 The Game.
Care the G Radio rolls on this Tuesday afternoon. You know, it's lunchtime and I'm getting kind of hungry. I got to reach for a Luigi's Original Pizza. Thin, crisp crust, and flavors that everyone in the family can agree on. All your favorites are there. Pepperoni, deluxe, and even the mighty meaty. What's better than sharing the pizza you grew up with at a birthday party, football game, or family get-together? I don't know. Can any other pizza do that? Luigi's can. Find Luigi's Original in your local grocery freezer aisle. Luigi's Pizza. Taste the tradition.
Or you can taste one right now in the Iron Jack Studios because your boy just cooked one during this first hour. Had to throw us in a Luigi's and fire this thing up because it's the right way to start me up on a beautiful Tuesday into a bye week.
Tuesday. Let's go.
And I prefer the pepperoni nags, but that's also because I might have the palate of like a 13-year-old at certain points in time. I'm not sophisticated enough to eat like anchovies or hell, let's be honest, like olives on a pizza.
No vegetables?
Just give me meat. Like, no pause. And I'm fine with a little bit of green pepper, fine with some onion. That's about as adventurous and as crazy as I'll go with the pizza.
Remember what Ben Ogilvy said, the lions don't eat vegetables right there.
What a pull. What a pull. Yeah. Outstanding pull. Holy cow. That's amazing.
Wait, you weren't thinking of Ben Ogilvy quotes here?
Wasn't on the top of my pull list, but man, all I used to do is try to emulate his stance, you know, that high hands and up by the head like stance. But
he was
my guy Armen pulling out some old Ogilvy quotes.
That's so good. What was the scouting report on Aaron Nagler as a baseball player?
Oh, really bad. Don't have to worry about him. He's probably going to try and bunt because he can't hit. You know, that's probably.
We'll try and take a walk. So throw strikes.
100%. Strikes. He won't hit it. He'll be fine. But I was a halfway decent pitcher. I will give myself.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. See, you got some arm talent. Because I've seen you throw the pigskin as a former starting quarterback in high school. So yeah, you got a little bit of talent there. I'm not surprised that you threw a nasty
emphasis on little talent. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it.
I don't know. I found showcasing some.
Speaking of talent, the Packers may be in need of some extra talent there on the defensive line. See, that's called a segue, ladies.
That was a phenomenal one.
Mike Witt on the Cheesehead TV YouTube chat with a super chat. Thank you, Mike. Honest question: do the Packers have any cap space? Because if White is out for an extended period of time, we are going to need some help up front. Maybe Christian Wilkins? Stackhouse did not look good. See, Eeyore cannot help. Just had to throw that last bit in.
Stackhouse did not look good.
You mean the rookie who was playing in his 4th NFL game had some issues trying to rush the passer as a run-stuffing defensive tackle?
Correct, yes. Let's keep the main thing and keep Nazir Stackhouse doing his main thing, which is stopping the run. And I thought he performed admirably there.
I do.
Next, there's also one of those things where certain things are great in small doses. I bet Nazir Stackhouse with 15 to 20 plays is a really good player on early downs.
The whole reason you have him on the roster. Yep. Yes. Now to the question. I don't think that's how the Packers are going to approach this. I mean, maybe. I love the idea of Christian Wilkins, but I'm not the general manager, and that's not the kind of move they would generally make. Although I'm not going to completely rule it out. I would say they probably just play Warren Brinson, who's been inactive for most of these games. You know, now we'll see, but I would be very surprised. And to the question of cap space, they have roughly just around 11 million, which is enough to operate.
Yeah, they got money, and Christian Wilkins was making almost $30 million. It's going down as potentially the worst contract non-Deshaun Watson in pro football history.
It ain't great. For
and
those
you know, I just paint me a little bit of a skeptic. I got to hear a little and learn a little more about the Christian Wilkins story before I'm
totally with you.
Before I'm super confident bringing him into the equation, because
but that's the Packers' job, right? They have to do their due diligence.
And there's so much more to that story that nobody knows, and frankly, we're not probably going to learn until Christian Wilkins and other people in that Raiders locker room, specifically maybe the individual whose forehead was kissed. We're going to learn a lot about it. Allegedly, all allegedly,
right?
But I would need to know more.
I will say though, I want to bring him in because he's hilarious when he's mic'd up. I'm here for the quotes. Give me the quotes, baby.
That's the thing. Some people might say, you know what? He's a funny guy. He's fun to have around.
Maybe he took it too far in this one instance.
Yeah, every clubhouse is different. And look, the idea of bringing somebody in at that position, I mean, does have some successful history. Howard Green, if I can remind you.
True story. Howard Green was signed on a Tuesday, appeared on Cheesehead TV that Wednesday.
Come on now, and then dominated.
True story.
That's awesome.
If I think they dominated the Jets, a 9-0 win against the Jets, he was a big part of it. That was it. So
hit Roethlisberger's arm in the Super Bowl. Come on now.
Absolutely. He changed that whole year, and he changed that history. So I think, that the idea of always attacking the personnel in terms of attacking options, you have to be looking at that, and it could have an effect.
Also, the fun part is we all know the name Christian Wilkins, so we all glom onto that. But no one was talking about go get Howard Green back in 2010, right? So undoubtedly, it'll be someone poached off a practice squad or some deep free agent we're not thinking about, and everyone will be like, "Oh yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense," because that's how the Packers operate, right?
Yeah, you don't get Odell Beckham Jr. You get Rasul Douglas, and now granted, maybe Douglas ends up helping you win more games than Odell Beckham would have. I just in Wilkins again, I'm going to use this for the second time in a vacuum. Phenomenal, that would be a nice upgrade. There's something to it. I also want to know what the prognosis on why it is first,
100%.
Because he's been far too good to just say we can replace him with somebody else. And I think the way Parsons put it after the game, Nags, was maybe a little bit eye-opening to certain individuals and certain fans where they're like, oh, he is that important? I guess I've heard him and I've heard his name get called a couple of times, but you don't feel that kind of presence as much without him being out there down in and down out.
No, but that's just the way, especially if you're a lineman, either on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball, but especially on defense. If you're not sacking the quarterback, you're a bum. Micah Parsons played out of his mind on Sunday night. And some Packers fans, a couple in the chat right now, are talking about, he didn't do anything. Man, you just don't know ball if you think Micah Parsons didn't do anything on Sunday.
Yeah, but I also had him plus 180 for him to get 2 sacks. So he didn't get my 2 sacks. So I'm mad. And now I got to be upset. Yes. That's how this all rolls, Nags. He didn't get the number that I thought he was going to get. I'm not right.
Football. I keep it on football, baby. That's what I do.
I wanted to be right, though. And I said he was going to have a big game.
There was some debate about the number of PFF pressures. You were surprised to see the number initially, Billy. I think he had 8 pressures.
Yeah, I was. And then I went back and watched it. And to Nag's point, there were more. There were more than I had given it credit for on the surface, because I watched it and I'm like, still waiting. We're still waiting for you to take over the football game.
We haven't even talked about Ron Torbert's blindness and his officiating crew. Just, I guess, apparently, that check from Jerry cleared. I'm not casting aspersions, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's bad. There's certain refs that are just not good.
You can see it
Torbert is one of those.
Literally on Watch Party, when he first appeared, I almost had a meltdown because I was like, oh no. How has he officiated not 1 but 2 Super Bowls? How has
2
that
of them,
happened in our life?
And Nags,
That's how bad the officiating is in the NFL.
I'm so happy that these were road games, because for road games I get to enjoy a lot more of the Watch Party, because you've been in the press box. If I'm listening to you guys on the Watch Party, I'm going to start laughing too loud, and then I'm going to get my credential pulled. So I enjoy the road games more because I get more of you guys.
Well, more of us is what's coming your way in hour 2 of Carry the G Radio as we roll up on this break. I just want to remind everybody, the Packers got a lot of football left to play. And that's what we're going to talk about on the flip side. That's Billy. That's Armen. I'm Aaron. 97.3, The Game.
It's
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of the legacy. This game is once in a century. Be there at Fiserv Forum on December 26th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Catholic Memorial High School honors Student Athlete of the Month, Gabe Talla. With a 3.99 GPA, Gabe is not only captain of the football team, but a three-sport athlete competing in football, basketball, and track. Gabe is a CMH student ambassador, inspiring young players. As a proud graduate of St. Anthony on the Lake, Gabe's known for being well-spoken, driven, and grounded in faith. Congratulations, Gabe Talla. Your future is bright, and your CMH community is proud. Learn more on how your student can achieve more. Go to CatholicMemorial.net.
Major League Volleyball, a new unified league where the game's brightest stars compete at the highest level. The most established women's pro volleyball league in the U.S. is on fire. But we're just warming up. Every serve, every spike, every moment. Don't miss the action. MLB Season 3, January 2026. Join the movement at provolleyball.com. And follow MLB on Instagram and YouTube.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Step into American Place Casino, where the excitement never ends. Located in Waukegan, Illinois, just a short drive from Milwaukee. Over 900 slot machines, your favorite table games, 4 restaurants, live entertainment, and now our brand new poker room. Plus, we're proud to be the friendliest casino around with service that sets us apart. Whether you're here to hit the jackpot, catch a game, or just have an unforgettable night out, American Place Casino has it all. American Place Casino. Closer than you think. Friendlier than you expect. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling, and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537.
The Packers play here.
Desert in style.
WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game.
If you're a fan of our Wisconsin sports teams, here's the perfect podcast for you. The Larrivee and LePay podcast with 2 Hall of Fame broadcasters. Wayne Larrivee, the voice of the Green Bay Packers, and Matt LePay, the voice of Wisconsin Badgers football and men's basketball. Together, bringing you insights and guests, talking Packers, Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and more. The Larrivee and LePay podcast is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. Listen to other episodes available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey,
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This isn't just a game. It's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be a part of a legacy that never stops. Be there when history is made. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
This is Carry the G, a show about everything Packers.
We're back! Let's go!
Green Bay Packers, woo!
And other stuff we love.
Oh, we just like to have some beers and a little tailgating.
Now, please welcome the man who carries the G 24/7 from Cheesehead TV, Armen Nagler.
Carry the G Radio Hour 2 coming at you. Armen Nagler coming to you live from New York City. Bill and Armen holding it down there at the iHeart Metroplex. And God bless that woman in the intro who momentarily forgets the word tailgating. That is outstanding. It gets me every time. Every time.
Tailgating.
Tailgating.
Nothing better. Nothing better. And I can't wait for us to be able to see some tailgates back at Lambeau Field because it's been far too long since we were back at the hallowed ground.
That's a long stretch. Speaking of the next time we're back at Lambeau, I will be in the Green Bay area and in Green Bay for the next game. If you're in Green Bay that weekend, come on down to Hagermeister Park, downtown Green Bay, Saturday night at 5 p.m. That's Saturday, October 11th, 5 p.m. Carry the G on offer. We'll be drinking beer, talking ball, having a great time. And of course, Bill Schmid won't be there because he's a loser.
A 6 o'clock
Wow,
kick.
that's rough.
6 o'clock kick for Badgers and Hawkeyes. Why are we doing 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock kick's a great time. But that Saturday night is going to be phenomenal, Nags. Because not only are you going to be able to be drinking a bunch of Carry the G, talking some Packers football, also watching the Wisconsin Badgers upset the Michigan Wolverines on the road in the Big House, and potentially seeing.
Wait, isn't that this weekend? I'm confused. Michigan's this weekend, isn't it?
Iowa. The next week. Iowa the next week.
But let's be honest. It doesn't matter what game the Badgers are playing. If they win, it's an upset. So you're right. You're right.
Correct. At this point, very much so. And potentially Game 5 of the NLDS, where the Brewers are going to be moving on to the NLCS. So that's a phenomenal Saturday night that you're going to be able to have
be a good time
on the television, but everybody's going to be having too much merriment and fun, drinking Carry the G and hanging out and talking Packers football.
I've always wondered also, is that how you pronounce it? Hagemeister?
Hagemeister. Yes, sir.
Because that is, and real ball fans know, that is the first home of the Green Bay Packers. So I always wondered if that, because I have to know how to pronounce it if I'm going to.
You know what's funny? You know why? You know how?
Gatekeep.
I'm a gatekeep that I'm the historian. I'm like some sort of great historian, and then I know.
And I don't know how to say Hagemeister.
Right. I mean, from 1919 to 22, that's where we saw the greatest football team in the world. You know,
fun story. You know how I figured out or learned how to pronounce it is because the last time I ever had lunch with my grandma Vi, she told me stories about going to the original Hagemeister.
Are you kidding? Oh, that is amazing. No attendance. People would just gather to watch this team.
There was literally no fence. You just walked up and watched the game. It was amazing. Like she told me these great stories about the Ice Bowl and going with Grandpa to tailgate prior to the Ice Bowl in her Sunday best. She's got a silk blouse, her camel coat over her, and they're sipping brandy from a flask. I mean,
that's amazing.
Legend, absolute legend.
And it's amazing.
The greatest generation.
From that became what the NFL is today. Really,
seriously.
From gathering at a park to watch this group of pickup game guys that were working at the thing, that became the greatest football franchise in the world, the greatest sports franchise, the greatest sports league in the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just an amazing story.
Not wrong at all. Shout out to Mike, Eeyore number 2, I believe, on the chat
come
here.
On, man.
I guess I love giving him grief. It's great. Another super chat. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for the support. Watched Wildy and Tausch, and all I could think of was little Billy getting the football signed. LOL. And Nags, being a realist is not always being an Eeyore. Sorry, that's just how I fan. fan how you fan, man.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I ain't going to make fun of you for always choosing the negative thing. That's my point. Like, I understand having misgivings or complaints or frustrations, but man, some folks, like Mr. Mike Witt here, just marinate in the negative. There are plenty of positives you can talk about as well. That's all I'm saying. If everything I ever see from you is negative, sorry, you're going to be labeled an Eeyore. That's just the way it works.
And he spelled Eeyore. We have one more E in Eeyore. All right, Mike, you got us. My thing, and I'm sorry. Well, at least if you're going to throw it in there, maybe, right? No, and I agree. And I really quick, I was thinking about this even in the break. It's like a lot of people say, "Don't tell me how to fan," but you can also say then you can have an opinion. You can fan how you want. I also don't tell me how to have an opinion on how you fan. Like I'm allowed to have an opinion as well.
It's like Inception. There's so many,
especially when you voice that opinion.
Right.
When you voice the opinion to public forum, that's what we do. Is
people can have opinions on your opinion.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm right there. Like I like Mike being that
Mike
type because he's not. Because again, Mike, you're not the only one, right? Like,
no.
and I think that sometimes Nags and Armen loves to be able to shout out the Eeyores, but a lot potentially coming up here in October. That like you have to be able to like you can voice it however you want. There's so many that again it gets its own tag and it gets its own name because so you're definitely not alone. And it's easier. I always have thought that it's easier to look at the negative than the positive. It's one of the reasons why
it leads, baby.
Yes, and Nags, it's one of the reasons why when I got into the business, like I made the conscious decision to I'm going to look at ways my team can win a game instead of going into the game and being like, well, this is all that's wrong with how they play. Cool. Okay. I do believe we want to see the team be victorious, and let's find and talk about avenues for them to get better and ways and paths to victory.
What are the paths to victory? 1,000,000,000%. That I'm right there with you, Billy. That's why we've always kind of worked well together, I think, because that's our view, right? That's kind of in our DNA. That doesn't mean there aren't things to talk about like the defense, which was seriously problematic. And we've talked about the missed tackles, and we've talked about the approach or what have you. But man, you also do heading into a bye week, got to look at the totality of the work through 4 games, right? Like I understand the Dallas game is the most recent, and people are already up in my mentions and in my inbox about, oh no, Dallas gave the NFL the blueprint. This is one of my favorite things, the blueprint on how to beat the Packers defense. Now, obviously, the Packers will make adjustments. Packers hopefully tackle a lot better going forward. But the big thing to remember is, man, every team doesn't have Dak Prescott. Every team doesn't have that ability to execute the way the Cowboys did. And you, again, have to tip your cap. They made the plays they needed to make to move the ball, put up points, etc. Man, if Jake Browning goes into Lambeau Field and does what Dak Prescott then we can talk about a blueprint and, oh no, maybe there's an issue here, whatever. I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen, right? I'm pretty confident that this defense is going to play at a high level throughout the majority of this season. Are there going to be weeks where they struggle or somebody has a great game plan and is able to execute? Probably. That's the NFL. I don't think you have to look much further than 1 week to the next to see what a week-to-week league this is for every single team, right? But man, yeah, there's little doubt in my mind that if you look at all 4 games, there's still a lot to like about the Packers defense.
Yeah, and Negs, I think we talked about it earlier today, and I said maybe it's a tick hyperbolic, but I think the Packers are just a tick into an identity. Crisis is a strong word, but they're going through figuring out their identity. And when your defense plays as well as they do in the first 2 games, I think it's an easy one to be like, sweet, we're a defensive-minded team now.
Yeah,
that's how you play. But I do think that for a coach and for a staff, you kind of got to learn how to coach with that unit and learn how to be as complementary to that unit as you can be. And one of the big ways is going to be possessing the football. And I think that they've tried a lot in these last 2 games to try and establish more of a possession-based style. And let's grind out games, maybe shorten the games a tick, and then boom, explosive play over the top. That's how we're going to be able to strike for the jugular. But Chris Sims said it yesterday. The surgicality of the Packers offense, where it's 7 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 6 yards, 4 yards, 8 yards, where you can just dink and dunk. And then some would also say dice up an opponent. That's what the Cowboys did to the Packers here today or on Sunday. And you do need one of the special guys at that position to do so. I think Jordan can do it if playing that style of offense and as much of a point guard as he does. But that's not where and how I think they're going to be best served. That's why I think the bye week comes at a phenomenal time where you can look at your defense, know what this one does really, really well, reassess how you have built the plan to attack teams, and then go back into the next 13 games and in all reality, lay some wood, because there's a physicality to this team that does need to be put out on tape more than it was over the last 2 weeks. And maybe that's somewhat of the offensive line being a little bit banged up, but I thought they established some more aggression in game.
Yes. I'm glad you brought that up because, man, the hand wringing coming off that Cleveland game, completely understandable and warranted. I understand people being like, what the hell was that in Cleveland up front, getting whipped, guys missing blocks, all sorts of pre-snap penalties, etc. Early returns in that Dallas game, I was like, oh boy, here we go. But I want to give Jordan Morgan and Darian Kennard shouts out because, man, the two of them really improved as that game went along. Especially in the second half. They were road grading guys. They were making reach blocks. They were blocking their asses off. And you saw Josh Jacobs start to come to life. You saw him have a little bit of space to maneuver. And then, I mean, shout out Emmanuel Wilson. Kind of secret star in this game, I thought. I mean, there were certainly obvious drives where they had packages for Emmanuel Wilson, and he 100% delivered.
Absolutely, he had a spark. Yeah.
He was so good. He was so good finding the holes, creating yards after contact in the passing game. I loved what they got from Wilson, but it all started up front with the offensive line.
And I thought it was important they didn't give up on the run. Early on it was a struggle. It was a struggle, but we're making our move through the passing game already, so we can just stick with it. We can settle in on it. You start off 2 touchdown drives. Running again is getting off. But you know what? That's fine. We'll just figure it out later. But they stuck with it, and it paid dividends down the road in that game without a doubt. And the Emmanuel Wilson part especially, man. If you can get that change of pace, that second burst, you found something there. That's really nice.
And there's also a curveball, a change-up element. You say change of pace, Armen. I think that one always gets thrown in there. But he's a different style of runner. And that is the important part of it, where you can show a little bit different wrinkle than what you had before. And listen, Emmanuel Wilson's going to have a lot of accolades in his career, maybe none bigger than being named the hardest working player of the game, brought to you by Manitou on Packers OT. But we gave...
Certainly, he's told his friends and family about that. No question.
Well, we got multiple letters from his mom thanking us for it. But like
you can get a certificate for himself on the computer,
Yeah, we're gonna put it up there and make sure that he remembers it and hang it in his locker. But like there's times where you have breakout games, but there's also an emergence to the rest of the locker room saying, okay, this is what, year 3 for Emmanuel Wilson?
Sure.
Year 2, year 3, we've been waiting for him to be able, and they've kind of developed him in their own mold and in their own eye, and you can see that they're finding different ways to force him onto the field. But it also helps when Josh Jacobs, in his words, had a big ass hole in his leg. Right? Like, so you need guys to be able to take over and help out when you are in an issue, and they were in a pinch right there, and Wilson immediately stepped up to the occasion.
Absolutely steps in, and like the fact that there's no dip in play, like you're still grinding out those tough yards, you're still finding the creases, and you're still staying ahead of the sticks while he's in there. I mean, that's like you said, it's a testament to his work. And it is, I'm glad you brought up the idea of, everyone's so enamored by the passing game. It's the NFL. You want to see the ball chucked around and all that, right? And I've already, I've gone back and forth with a few people about this since this game, about sticking with the run and how frustrating it is. And Armen, you said they stuck with it. That is a good thing. And I get that it's so hard to watch them like ram into the wall, essentially, and not pick up big yards or whatever. Man, look no further than that Chargers game against the Giants. Joe Alt goes down. The Chargers have led the league by a mile when it comes to throwing the football, just especially on early downs, right? They don't change their approach. They lose their left tackle, and the Giants just feast. Like, as frustrating as it is, it helps your quarterback when you stick with the running game. Look at all the boot action that has really worked well these last 2 weeks. You know, it helps your quarterback because the defense is, it's cliche, but it's true. It keeps the defense honest. And there are times when you can play off of that honesty and take advantage of it.
And the 3rd and goal that they gave to right back to Jacobs, that traditionally,
Yes.
I really assumed that's going to be a passing down.
That's going to be a passing down.
You know, we get to the one, have to move back, 2-run plays don't work. We got to try and throw this in. They went right back to Jacobs. Now you're going to have teams on tape questioning on 3rd and goal. Is that always going to be a passing down?
They just want to ram it down their throats. We better load up the box. And now, again, you run a boot wide open.
Mm-hmm. And you have different guys that can take advantage of that, right? Tucker Kraft, obviously Romeo Dobbs. Like he seems like the best backside.
Oh my God.
Backside. What was that what was that? Hey, Armen, what was that play that the Packers scored their first touchdown on?
I've been waiting, Billy. Let's go. Let's go.
What was that touchdown throw that Romeo Dobbs
You mean
caught in
the
that
back
first one?
shoulder throw? Yes. Outstanding back shoulder throw.
The back
from
shoulder
Jordan Love.
fade into the corner of the end zone?
See, a goal line fade, it was not. A goal line fade is a rainbow.
Oh,
you're dropping
got
it in.
Not fading
back
into the
shoulder
corner
is
and
on a
hitting it in there.
line. Totally different throws, Billy.
It's about the trajectory of the throw.
You're trying to get me out on the goal line fade. That was not a goal line fade. That was a back shoulder throw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing something.
Yeah,
but I missed
not-
something.
Well, because Aaron Nagler believes the back shoulder
hate
fade.
the goal line fade. The goal line fade is a waste of a play. It's a waste of a down. I hate
one time.
like the 3-man
One
rush
time?
on defense is terrible. The
more than
goal line fade is the 3-man rush of offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Interesting.
Until it gets home, until Larry Fitzgerald is just dunking.
And all
over
that
somebody
is,
in one
I'll
take.
tell you what, and when it's successful, all it is the devil tempting you. Telling you,
Oh, no.
See, once every 4 billion times, it works. You should
It's
try
the most
it.
demoralizing play to a defense that you possibly can have. Hey, by the way, you think that you got my man, and he just jumped right over the top of you and held on to that thing. Oh, you didn't even know where the ball was.
You got the right
Sorry about it. I got it. Thank you very much. You want to see it?
Nope.
You want to see it?
Nope.
We got it right here. Touchdown.
You got to have the right guy, right? You got to have the right guy to run it and to catch it, right? You mentioned Larry
think.
Fitzgerald.
You would hope.
I mean, we had Larry Fitzgerald or Derek Mays, who used to run a lot of those. But
You got Romeo Dobbs. Where art thou, Romeo? I'm in the
How
end
awesome.
zone.
How awesome.
Well, the thing is, you
Romeo,
can always
man.
find Romeo because the Guardian cap.
That's
You
a
can see
big
that
cap.
over all
Big
that.
helmet.
You can see
Big
that,
head.
yeah.
By the way, Romeo Savion Williams double stack.
Let's do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
It's
a
hard.
big row of helmets.
That was my
Two mushrooms.
favorite. That was my favorite formation in the entire NFL this week, where you had two Guardian caps lined up, stacked on each other, and you knew Savion Williams was getting the football.
And you can say, hey, big head, and two big old helmets turn in
Turn right
unison.
to you. Can we remind your boy Savion Williams that he is 6'3", 225 pounds?
Right.
Because my man is about to punish somebody.
Yep.
When he lowers the shoulder, like he's a specimen, Nags. And we saw him a little bit in the draft process. You loved him coming out.
Absolutely
You were all
loved
over
him.
it.
Draft crush. No
I
doubt.
don't know that I saw enough immediate playmaking ability right out of the gates. Like I thought he was a little bit underdeveloped in the route running department.
Raw
But we don't-
prospect, no doubt.
But guess what? We don't need him to route people up. All we need to
run
do is
through a
hit
dude.
the football and run through somebody.
My favorite
needs to do
Savion,
that.
my favorite Savion play in that game was that 3rd and long first half, and they spread it out and they push everyone downfield and they run Savion underneath. I think it was like a 3rd and 18 or something.
18 or something.
And he gets
yes.
it to 4th and 2.
And then Matt punts.
But anyway, that was a phenomenal play. Phenomenal. And he, to your point, he muscles through like 3 guys on that play. I love this kid. Love him.
He has a big future, and you knew he was going to get opportunities in this game when you saw the ISO block of him coming across the formation and just decapitating Grant Delpit. Like you knew you put that kind of a block against Cleveland on tape, you're going to get some chances in week number 4.
Right.
Now we're going to have to figure
Absolutely.
out how we're catching those kickoffs, because we do want to catch the ball on the kickoff. We want to catch the ball.
So
on
is
the
this
kickoff.
our segue into special teams talk? Is that what we're doing now?
No, I mean, we might have to take a break before we do that, because that's going to be a long conversation. But like Nags, I just like, because he's putting a lot of good stuff out there, and also Savion Williams and Matthew Golden back there in special teams, little lateral, little
Now you're
trick
talking.
plays.
Now you're
That's what
talking.
Rich Bisaccia has been working on. Everybody calm down.
Although
He's cooking something up in there. I know it.
Can we Can we figure out how to do the basic stuff first before we start pitch plays on return?
Oh, that'd be awesome, though. It would be sweet.
It'd be awesome until they missed the pitch. And, man, going down, you're talking about the end of that game where they had that pitch play to Josh Jacobs, and Jacobs almost mishandles it. I'm like, can we just hand it off, please?
Let me see that. We need more laterals in football.
Oh, no, we don't.
The downfield lateral is the next big thing.
I'm
in
happy
the National
watching other
Football
teams do it. I don't need my team doing it. My heart's in my throat enough already.
Less fades, less laterals. Is that the
no fades? Not less fades, zero fades. Back shoulder, totally fine.
It worked Antonio against the Panthers in '96. That's the one I can really remember.
So we just got to go back to 1996. See, this
is
my point.
Don't ask him.
This is my point. This is my point. That's the devil telling you.
Remember when it worked?
See, this is
Nags,
my point.
don't tempt him. Don't tempt him. Armen, tell Aaron what you looked up during the 11 o'clock hour of No BS today during the break.
No.
Oh, you're talking about the 96 NFC Championship game open? Is that what you're referring to?
The intros at the 96 championship game. So if you want to know about a play that was running, why don't we run that screen that Dorsey Levens took for 60 yards? We should run that exact one.
Well, he made Pat Terrell miss, or else that wasn't going to work.
I'll
that
tell
was
you
the
what,
big play.
This is a true story. I sent Matt a screenplay that the Packers ran back in, I think it was 95 against the Vikings in the red zone. So I'm just waiting for them to bust that one out because I'm like, you got to run this one. It's so
they ran
beautiful.
every screen imaginable. They were really screen heavy in this game,
Yes,
which I
they
loved.
were.
The offense was good. I'm sorry. We keep talking about these things. We were 10 for 14 on third down.
Nothing wrong with that. That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. And you know what else is pretty damn good? Talking ball with Billy and Armen every week on Carry the G Radio. I can't believe they let us do this. It's kind of blowing my mind each and every week that we get to hear from you on the talking text line and here on
got
the
a couple good
TV
ones.
Chat. Well, we'll be hitting those on the flip side here. Carry the G Radio each and every Tuesday on 97.3 The Game.
This is what it sounds like to win $1,000 in bonus bucks.
Oh my God, thank you.
Get ready for it to happen to you.
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Every weekday.
Awesome.
Bonus box. Listen weekdays for the keyword, then enter it on the website, thegameandstuff.com.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be part of a legacy that never stops. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Thielman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is celebrating 96 incredible years of trusted service. Right now, get a $96 furnace tune-up, a deal as solid as our reputation. From top-tier equipment to expert installation, Thielman delivers comfort you can count on, backed by nearly a century of experience. But hurry, this limited-time offer won't last long. Visit ThielmanHeating.com to schedule your $96 tune-up today. That's ThielmanHeating.com. Comfort you can trust for 96 years and counting.
Drew and KB, now from 2 to 6 p.m.
This is a big story.
On Milwaukee's most listened to sports station, 97.3 The Game.
Whoa, what are these?
Dude, Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. They've got them in cheesy garlic or pepperoni. They're seriously not messing around. These bad boys bake right in their own tray and come fully loaded.
Okay, these are insane. Is this dinner?
Nope, just the warm-up.
Find Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks, fully loaded. Bring the flavor.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the country, and it's affecting almost 7 million Americans, including 110,000 people here in Wisconsin. UW-Madison is working hard to improve the lives of those affected, offering resources to educate and the latest in research and technology. The UW Initiative to End Alzheimer's has so many ways you can benefit, learn, get involved, and make a difference. Visit goalsforacure.org. That's goalsforacure.org.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Join us Saturday. The Badgers are in the Big House to battle Michigan on your home for Wisconsin football.
Badgers Game Day is live at 7 a.m. Kickoff at 11 on Milwaukee's most listened to sports station, 97.3 The Game. Make 97.3 The Game your number 1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
Oh, Carry the G Radio telling you that the tie in Dallas, it hurts so good. Because it hurts, because it's a tie. But it feels so good because the Packers put up 40 and the offense came to life. But it hurts because the special teams can't get out of its own way. But it feels so good because you got some really dramatic big kicks there at the end on special teams to help you at least tie the game. Hurting so good, Billy. Hurting so good.
It really does. And Nags, I got to say, there's a lot of different things that come from this. One that we get to rant and rave about overtime is all a great pastime.
A major American pastime, no question.
Also, getting to know that Jerry Jones feels like he can be victorious in this. Like, there's once you hit a certain age, I just want the best for people. I know some people think that I'm an arrogant jerk. But I do want the best for people, and I want people to live their best life.
Billy, you're the nicest human I know. People think you are an arrogant jerk. I'm an arrogant jerk.
Oh no, I get that quite often. Yeah,
that's insane to me.
Yeah,
that's insane to me.
No, I mean I definitely think quite highly of myself, and I appreciate it. But I think there's a lot to you know what? Congratulations, Jerry Jones thinks he won the trade. I'm happy for him.
Well done.
I'm happy he can go and feel that confident after the game and go, listen, we got what they got, and they got what they got, and we got what we got, and we both tied. So there it is. He's like, we both tied. We got what they got. They just, I like that sound logic, dude. He's like, whatever.
Refute it. You can't refute it.
No. And I did also appreciate, Nags, I don't know how you guys felt on the Cheesehead TV watch party and how much Banky was potentially hating it. Did you enjoy the 30-minute lead up where Jerry Jones was the pregame show?
we didn't watch it. I said, just what we needed to hear from Jerry Jones yet again before kickoff. I mean, I'm just glad it's in the rearview mirror now.
Not only just hear from him. Well, we could barely hear him because the microphone was over here. You get that microphone right over by right here, so you can hear exactly what I'm saying about my Dallas Cowboys. While Michael is coming out. Micah, sorry, is coming out here for the Green Bay Packers. But I did appreciate Jason Garrett was trying hard. He was trying to needle at him. And then ultimately the next 4 hours, we got to see him a ton on television. We knew that was going to happen. I'm glad it was the spectacle, though, that NBC was hoping it would be. It was a phenomenally entertaining game for those that
crazy
didn't
fun
have a dog
game
in the
for
fight.
the funnily enough, my daughter, my youngest, Olive, is now suddenly out of nowhere getting into football. She's into the NFL suddenly.
Let's go.
But she's teetering. She's teetering between being a Packers fan or being a Bills fan because she likes Josh Allen.
There's a lot to that.
Yeah. So I and she's the TikTok generation. She keeps sending me clips. And what's fun is that during the games and even after the games, she sends me tweets of people like either having a good time or making fun of the Packers or whatever. And it's usually people I know. Like it's Packers Twitter. Like it's Olive, I know these streets. You know, like I've walked these streets. So like I know this place, right? But it is fascinating to watch her kind of learn about not just the game, because that's obviously one part of it, but just everything around the game. Like, why do you hate Jerry Jones so much? It's like, well, when we have dinner on Friday night, I'll pour you a soda and we will have a long conversation about how he wanted to end revenue sharing back in the 90s and wanted essentially the Packers to go extinct. And, you know, the fact that the Packers have spent the better part of the last two decades whipping his team's ass there for the whole country to see, it makes your old man feel really good. And, you know, that's the kind of thing that I want her to know about.
The whole ecosystem.
The ecosystem, like the worlds that are created around these. And we often talk about it's the greatest reality show going. The NFL.
By far.
Like, not even a question. Like, not even close.
No, and Nags, part of the best thing and reason why you want to be a fan and want to be a fan of football is for exactly what you just said. The little bit of reality TV that there is, right? Like, why do they keep showing CeeDee Lamb over there? Well, because he's one of the better guys in football, and they want to see if he's going to get run over by a ref again, like he did during the preseason. Like all of these different things that stack up throughout the year.
That's one of the greatest clips of all time. All time.
So
is CeeDee Lamb celebrating and then getting absolutely smoked by an official running up the sideline. That was outstanding.
So how long into the learning and loving football are we? Are we like we're right there?
I'm glad you asked, because look at this. If you're on YouTube, you can see my Olive went to a birthday party where she made a Packers affirmations cup where
this is great.
I
love this in many ways.
It's filled with pieces of paper, and you just pick one out, and you get a message. It's a Packers affirmation. If the Packers win, you get a cupcake. That's one of them.
I need one of those.
Another one is Jordan Love will become an MVP in the NFL. Like, we're manifesting stuff.
Let's go, Alan.
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about.
Affirmations.
There's another one that says the Bears still suck. So she's getting it. She's understanding.
This is a great way to. People say I gatekeep. This is a great way to be a fan. You know, it's like Armen criticizes fan. This is exactly how you should fan.
This is how you should.
This is fandom.
Believing in MVPs, cupcakes, winning, Bears suck. I love this.
What more do you need?
This is what we need.
You've really kind of distilled it, Olive. Well done.
Yes.
Put it all in one easy 8-ounce cup, and that's how quickly you can become a fan.
I got to admit, there were moments on Sunday night where you know the defense can't stop a nosebleed. I gotta start reaching for the cup. I gotta start reaching for some affirmation.
So what do you get when it's a tie? Do we get like
this was the point. So she texts me on Monday morning. She's on her way to school, and she goes, "So I didn't know you could tie." And I said, well, you know, it's rare, but it does happen, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, why can't they just keep playing? And I said, you know, honey, like, I understand that idea, but they have been playing for like 3, almost 4 hours, and it is a very physical, violent sport. Yeah, but someone needs to win. Like, this made her more upset than anything else. Like the Packers' loss against Cleveland. Like, nothing else has upset her more than a tie.
Good.
In fact, you can tie.
We need an ending
good,
to a
smart
story.
American sports fan, because we don't do these ties here. We don't. We have shootouts in hockey. We have golden goal.
We used to have golden goal. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, aren't people more
figure it out?
Isn't that generation more used to cliffhangers and series on Netflix so they can sell it for another season anyway? And that's all we're doing here. Cliffhanger for the next. We have no ending.
Outstanding.
Well, that's what it is.
Outstanding pull there, Armen.
Well, we got to have another White Lotus season, so we have to have another cliffhanger. Laura didn't understand either. Right? She was like, I said they tied. Like, yeah, but then what happened? She didn't know that was the end.
Then what happened? They
like,
tied. And they got on a plane and they went home.
That's the end.
Bruce Arians was just on McAfee earlier on today, and they asked him if games should end in a tie, and he goes, "No. However, I'm also to blame because he cited he cited the time when he was on the competition committee and they played a game, I believe he said in Seattle, where they ran 107 offensive plays.
Yep.
And he walked in and he's like, we can't do this. We couldn't practice all week.
It's insane.
We can't
do this. It is insane. So the fact that they're coming off of this game into a bye week is a very good thing for this exact reason.
Yeah, big time, especially for a team that was as dinged up as it. So I want to find an alternative. I suggested yesterday.
There is an alternative. There's the original alternative. Yeah, Go back to sudden death. This is not difficult.
But sadly it is, because like Wayne Larrabee tells us, and he's exactly right on this, he's been calling games for over 40 years in the National Football League.
Long time.
He said every single year they've added 2 rules. Do you know how many rules that they've subtracted, Nags?
Oh, God.
0. Never. So they've only added more litigation and more conversation and more issues to it. So we can't go back.
More Byzantine. Yes.
Yeah, we can't go back. So we got to add an alternative. So I suggested we play pig with the kickers. They go and pick where they want to go, and you just make it take it. You boot that son of a gun right on through. That would have been sweet with the roof and with the big screen there in Dallas. That could have been entertaining. Also, the 2-point play in college, little short, little close. What if we make it an 8-yard play?
Yeah.
And each team is standing on each side, and the defense waits while the other side goes, and then
this
all
feels
of a sudden
really XFL. I don't know, man.
Really
very
all I can envision is he hate me running for that ball to open the game.
Race to the football. Race
that's all I'm thinking there.
We have the one offense and defense on one side. We have the other offense and defense on the other side, and we have no downtime.
It just feels gimmicky. That's all I'm saying.
Feels like Mario Party.
It does.
Sorry, Mario Party is one of the most successful games of all time. Maybe we should figure out how to make this a little more Mario Party.
Mini games.
Yes, and give me the N64 version instead of that garbage DS version. You really want to get me fired up? I will go on here.
Good. But you mentioned a 2-point play. The Cowboys had a 2-point play because they blocked another kick, or the Packers had another kick blocked. Man, can we stop with the Luke Musgraves and the Tucker Crafts of the world being out on special teams? Can we have linemen out there?
Is that net?
Well, not on the outside. Not
sure,
on the outside.
Yes, on the outside. Tackles learn how to tackle and block and keep guys out of the backfield. I'm sick of this nonsense, man.
You need some more athleticism out there. We need our best players to make a play. Or
you need your players to understand you got to work inside out.
Well, and
they
also,
learned that in Pop Warner.
Correct, but my man Brant Banks. Yeah, but my man Brant Banks does need to throw a hand. There does need to be a hand given.
Fine.
Next, you're looking at that side, and I'm glad you brought that whole chart. You can look at the chart as to how they go. My man Donovan Jennings. I was fired up that he made the football team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty surprised he made the football team to start. He was the first one inside.
Given preseason,
Then it was Donovan Kennard. And acquired Darian Kennard, acquired 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Brant Banks, who has the NFL premier on his jersey for a reason because he's playing in his first one. So to line up all 3 of those on one side,
not great.
That would be the issue for me. Alongside Luke Musgrave, who would be your least pronounced blocker. Here's your 4 tight ends. That's where my man Ben Sims is perfect for.
Yep. Here's a question for you. How many special teams or protection snaps has Elton Jenkins played?
0.
Correct. Yes, get him out there. Get your best players on that unit because it's clear the guys you're rolling out there ain't got it. You need to shore that up. 2 weeks in a row, Billy.
Yeah. And Nags, and that's the one that I'm spot on with you. And somebody asked us on Packers OT, said, why don't the best offensive linemen go out there? Well, because generally the job sucks. Like it is the worst play in all of football to be on the field for the field goal protection unit because all you do is get blown up slowly. Like the goal is for you to get run over as slow as possible, but you're getting your teeth kicked in every single time. So rarely you're going to put your most expensive players out there. However, when this is the situation, Elton's going to have to go out
and
there.
generally, it's never been an issue. We don't talk about it. Usually nothing. It's never a big deal. That's where you put the Cole Van Lannens and stuff like that.
Hey. Don't disparage my man Cole Van Lannen. Did you see him drop Fred Warner like a sack of potatoes? He dumped his. Oh, yeah. You punish.
All right.
Punish
jumpers. Always punish
and
jumpers.
And he beat the brakes off that future Hall of Famer for the 3-1 Jaguars, by the way.
You know what? I should have used like Breno Giacomini.
3-1 Jags, by the way. No, not enough people are talking about it.
You mean a Super Bowl champion? Come on.
See what I'm doing? Fine, I don't know. What would you do for Lucas Patrick right now? You'd love to have him. 2020 Lucas Patrick.
Somebody mauling, somebody not afraid to play to the echo of the whistle. Yeah, man.
He can play anywhere as a backup. A great sixth lineman.
I'm down with that. Got a little bit of nasty to him. I got Mike Witt. We got Eeyore back in the chat.
Go, Mike.
Come on, Mike.
I love you,
Come on, Mike.
We're all part of it.
He's saying good. He's not Eeyoring at the moment.
Oh,
we can agree on one thing, Nags. I don't know what intentional grounding is anymore. We'll talk about that on the flip. Was hoping Jordan was going to go full Favre to Jennings in Denver in OT with Golden being Jennings. I mean, that would have been sweet.
Yeah, I thought so.
The Cowboys they played a boatload of too high safety stuff, so it's hard to make that shot work.
That was like umbrella coverage. That was like the umbrella in the backyard. That was like the. That was like the patio furniture umbrella.
And also, not surprised they didn't call any more 5-step drops because we weren't able to get to the top of our 5-step drop and release the football.
No,
that's going to be a problem for us calling more of those 5-step drops down the field.
5-step or even 7-step drops, deep shots.
We should be able to get to there and wind up the football. I didn't understand how that one was on Jordan, but
it's just good to know. It's just good to know that if you are in trouble as a quarterback and you're in the pocket, just throw it in the dirt, I guess.
Slipped out of my hand. Tell Terry McCauley it slipped out of his hand.
Receiver in the area.
Terry, do you think that it slipped out of his hand? No. That was the worst
explanation. Out of his hand. He threw it.
He said if it's not intentional grounding, if it slips out of his hand. Terry, do you think it slipped out of his hand? No.
Nope. But and what's so funny is that exchange literally happened after Torbert says into the mic, "There's no intentional grounding. There was a receiver in the area."
Yeah.
What the area? The area of Houston?
Yes.
Crazy.
Inside the state lines of the largest state in the union was in the area.
I mean, I'm not saying that the Packers wouldn't have just automatically given up a huge gain on, the ensuing down, but I'd like to see him try.
Yes, correct.
I'm right there with you. Adjudicated correctly. That's all I ask.
Thank you.
All right. Now that's a bit of a downer, but we're going to bring it back up on the flip side, heading into a bye week. That's what we do here at Carry the G Radio. We got Billy, we got Armen, Aaron, and your talking text line, your contributions on the Cheesehead TV chat. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll talk to you on the flip. It's 97.3, The Game.
It's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit. That's credit. Enter it now. Win cash at thegameandstuff.com. Thegameandstuff.com.
Jason, what are you singing? Working on a new jingle to promote Capital's $49 drain clearing. When your sink fills up with gunk, don't stress, don't whine. It's only $49. Don't take this the wrong way, man, but I'd stick to plumbing, heating, and cooling if I were you. That's fair, but people need to know that we clear clogs for only $49. Fine, but I would have rhymed gunk with junk. It's so obvious.
CapitalCares.com. Catholic Memorial High School honors Student Athlete of the Month, Gabe Talla. With a 3.99 GPA, Gabe is not only captain of the football team, but a 3-sport athlete competing in football, basketball, and track. Gabe is a CMH student ambassador, inspiring young players. As a proud graduate of St. Anthony on the Lake, Gabe's known for being well-spoken, driven, and grounded in faith. Congratulations, Gabe Talla. Your future is bright and your CMH community is proud. Learn more on how your student can achieve more. Go to CatholicMemorial.net.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
I want them gummy squares. I want them gummy squares. I want some sleepy with no more anxiety. I need them gummy squares. I need them gummy squares. I need my wife to find her happy place really soon. We have Delta 8 CBD and new Delta 9s. Go to happyplacepep.com.
Hey, Drew, aren't jingles annoying? You know what else is annoying? Not being able to sleep. Tell me about it. To find your happy place, go to happyplacehemp.com. Get some Delta 8, Delta 9, and the new Sleepy Time gummies.
I've been doing this for months, KB. It is part of my lifestyle now. I go grab one an hour before bed, and I've been sleeping like a baby.
I started doing it last summer. I was taking them before I went to play golf, and I was relaxed as could be. Actually, I started taking them. Sue started taking them, too, because she couldn't sleep.
More and more smart, good-looking listeners have been availing themselves of the great products at happyplacehemp.com. Use the code DREWKB for 25% off your first order. happyplacehemp.com.
Your adventure awaits you at International BMW, where you can drive home a new BMW X3 X-Drive for just $599 a month, or a new 228 X-Drive for just $399 a month, and 1.99% financing is available. International BMW in Milwaukee, a member of the International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. With approved credit, 39-month leases, due at signing equals $42.49 on 228 and $55.89 due on X3. Tax, title, license, and doc fee extra.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights, because let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom. This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of a legacy that never stops. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Patchy morning fog, then becoming partly sunny this afternoon with temperatures in the low 70s lakeside and around 80 inland. Lows tonight drop to around 60, then cooler with more clouds Wednesday with a high of 70 in Milwaukee. I'm Fox 6 meteorologist Stephanie Barrichello.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Drew and KB, now from 2 to 6 p.m.
This is a big story.
On Milwaukee's most listened to sports station, 97.3 The Game.
Carry the G Radio, heading into the final segment. What?
Stupid how quickly it goes.
Amazing.
Unfair, actually.
Absolutely amazing. I love that there's people in the chat asking who's on the hot seat, because you see, that's how we're conditioned now.
Mm-hmm.
People on the internet are if there's a thing going wrong, someone gotta get fired.
Needs
Someone's
someone
on the
held
hot
accountable.
seat.
Someone needs to be held
accountable, Billy. No, they're gonna approach it. They're gonna fix it. They're going to get better, and no one's going to get fired.
Yeah, in Nags, I'd love to know how you take your take or what your take is on this. I just don't believe it helps. I don't believe a struggling unit having one less person helping in the process. I don't know how that aids the football team.
It's what bad teams do.
Yeah, generally. Yep.
Bad teams fire people. The Packers are not a bad team. That's the difference. You watch bad teams do it and think, well, we should try that. No.
It's generally how bad teams stay bad. Now,
Correct.
I do think your question is very, very valid. One that I appreciated seeing the video of and the meme of, because then I kind of understand where it comes from. Of Rich Pistachia, what exactly is it you do here?
Say you do here.
And that then becomes to, what else are you doing to the operation? Or how else are you aiding the operation? Because I thought associate head coach Nags, that would feel like, clock management.
Possibly.
That would feel like time and circumstance deal. That would be like, maybe we can figure out how to kick the ball at the 10-yard line and have it roll right into the end zone. So then we can have the same situation where maybe, I don't know, Caleb Johnson forgets to play football and go and recover the ball in the end zone and you get a free 7 points.
Yeah.
Or you back up Savion Williams to the point where he's got to take a knee and they make you go 80, which is the biggest disadvantage in the league right now, where otherwise you're starting at the 35 or 40 every time.
You grab, you're on the party line, right? You're on the sideline, you get your headset on, and everyone's on the party line. Maybe you get on that party line and say, it's the end of the first half. We've dominated this game. They just went down and scored. Let's not risk it here. Let's just run the ball and get into half. Like maybe like this half. We're gonna try and quote go make something happen. We're gonna try and get some points. Like, man, one time out and then you get that false start. Like, just run the ball. Go into half. You're up. You've controlled the football game throughout the majority of that half. The whole game swings there, Billy.
Yes.
The whole game swings.
But Nags, you said it earlier, and I think this is the one Matt LaFleur on this side of the shoulder and one Matt LaFleur on this side, where it's 4th and 2, a long 2. A long 2 near the 50-yard line. Game's 11 minutes in, and I still have not seen anybody go 90 yards on my defense. So I'm booting this bad boy. And then immediately it's, this guy's more conservative than the GOP. What on earth are we doing here? And then all of a sudden, you go through and at the end of the half, and we're like, why are we being so aggressive here? Why don't we just calm down? It's the process to the results. The results were bad on both sides, potentially. And I like playing and coaching to the game and the team that you have. And I think that's the one that
I do think that was his thought process. Punting there on 4th and 2 and punting it with the idea that my defense has been in control all season, really.
Yeah.
But certainly haven't seen anything up until that point. Now, of course, yes, then the Cowboys marched 90 yards and you're like, wait a second. Whoa, wait a second. But I do think that was his thought process. Where I understand people having misgivings about this is earlier in his career when he had Aaron Rodgers, specifically in 2020, when they were basically the best iteration of their offense under LaFleur that we've seen, right? He was by far, and it's not close, the most aggressive coach in the NFL when it came to going for it on 4th down. But so now you get, okay, it's 4th and 2, but okay, we're going to punt. That colors the perception of not only you as a coach, but of your quarterback. You don't trust Jordan to go get that 2 yards. You don't trust Jordan to get into the right call if something's presented that you weren't expecting. That's, to me, I hope after the first kind of month of the season, we're at a point where I think we can start trusting Jordan.
Yeah, and I guess that's the part of it. I don't see it the same that way. Like, I just don't see it as a damnation on that. But to like I totally get that of, well, if he's going to be an MVP, we should just go for it every time. But like, if you have one of the best defenses in football, let them eat. And then also I stood corrected because I think the Cowboys went 90 on this defense twice. So it's a little bit of the identity that they fully have to understand and clear up as to who they are and who they want to be for the next 13 weeks.
I will say what's fun is that we get to go into this weekend not having any worry, no consternation, just get to sit back, watch ball, and even more so, we get to watch the Brewers coming up on this week. I mean, how great is it that we are sitting here right now as wild card baseball is happening and we don't need to worry about it?
It's a nice thing. It's a nice feather to have in the cap where we don't have to worry about it. But you can hear a lot more about the Milwaukee Brewers because Drew and KB coming up next live from American Family Field.
Hell yes. That's how we roll. Carry the G radio across the great state of Wisconsin. Really appreciate everyone tuning in each and every week. We will be back bye week next week. We'll be talking everything Packers next Tuesday. We'll see you then. For Billy, Armen, I'm Aaron, 97.3.
Bonus box.